welcome one and all to another Let's Play adventure. We should be right after we have just finished up the recent Star Wars Force Unleashed Let's Play, which that's a whole conversation. Anyway, we'll be starting a hopefully much more enjoyable Let's Play with Fire Emblem Awakening. So let's get into it. Welcome one and all to Fire Emblem Awakening, and I just noticed a little thing. Anyway, welcome to Fire Emblem Awakening, as we start a brand new Let's Play adventure. Yes, let me do this. That was my test capture thing. I forgot to delete it. Anyway, we will be starting out with a normal difficulty casual run. The reason for that is that this is how I personally like to play this particular game, and most Fire Emblems I can get my hands on, honestly. Anyway, we come to the next big decision, the choice. Now, personally, I don't care either way. Male, female, it's a minor gameplay decision. Now, this also might be an excuse for me to do a replay of this game with a different gender, or a stream of it or something, whatever. But for this playthrough, I did a vote over on two sources. One, a straw poll vote, and two, a amino vote using the Amino app, which I am a member of the Fire Emblem group on Amino, the Fire Emblem Amino. Anyway, I did a vote there, and well, between the two votes, the main one that won out was male Robin. So we'll be going with a male Robin for this playthrough. Anyway, so you can see his little portrait at the bottom. It's his like little character portrait, and his character model is up on the top screen. So for this particular run, we'll be going with the second build, because that's my first build. First build is canonical, but I like second build better. Third build I don't really like that too much, honestly. Looks too gruff for me. As for face, I'm preferable to this face. Maybe it's my thing with anime characters and the whole close eye thing, but I just kind of like it. Hair. I think this is honestly male Robin's best hairstyle. All the other hairstyles are fine. It's probably the second best. It's something like that little freaking hat or circular thing that's there. Like, it's fine, but it's kind of annoying to me. You know, this is okay, the canonical like built-to hair, but I like this the best. That's all the hair options. You know what, I'm just going to ignore the circular thing out this, because I do honestly like the look of this, even with the circular thing, so I'm just going to go with that. As for hair color, we have like 20 choices of hair color. But for Robin, male Robin in particular, Option 5 is my best choice.
Nicely done. Stay calm. Nicely done.
And as for the voice,
Here's how it's done.
second voice. Now obviously we're gonna not name him Robin. I mean I would, but that was a channel name, so I gotta keep a trend, so you know. Gonna give him my date of birth. Because, you know, this is how I roll. And finally, for my strongest stat, I'll go with magic. I'm gonna mostly run a magic build on Robin. And luck. I'm probably not gonna be scoring a lot of crits, but I honestly don't care that much. Maybe we're set to go. Senior long neck. Anyway, welcome to the tutorial.
This is it. Our final battle.
You're one of us, Stark, and no destiny can change that. Now let's kill this dastard and be done with it. Now this is tutorial level, you know, first stage tutorial. So, you know, it's telling us how to use the various things, you know, it's telling us how to use the touchscreen. Now, I've been through this plenty of times, so I don't really need to go through it, it's just there.
Listen to me.
Dark, we've got to move close, let's move. Now, standard things, how do we move our units? Each unit has its own movement.
Right.
No stats. I think it's just show. Yeah, basically it's right there, movement stat. If you look on the bottom screen, the little screen there, you see the movement stat. And then basically Chrome has a movement stat of 5, so it can move that's 5 spaces at a time on a normal playing field. You know, with key unit commands. Now, Dark's the same. Most units, they can move about 5 at a time, unless they're mounted or flying or heavy units. But there are things you can do to increase that. So like there are things, just like, yeah, you can do that. Anyway, this is telling you to switch faces when you press intern.
Are you ready?
You know, the combat, all that stuff. Anyway. Hey, you know, we have our stats, bottom screen's over here. You can zoom in and see a little bit more information on Crom, our Lord character right here. A lot of speed, strength, defense, skill. Not really great with resistance and magic, which, you know, standard for a Lord class. You know, strength 20, magic sucks, so there's no point in using it all. Skill 17, speed 15, luck 18, resistant, defense. But basically he is an attacker, and he's, you know, B with swords, which is part for the weapon triangle thing, which I'll be talking about. But we'll find out a bit more about later. Anyway, we go to Robin, or Dark. Yeah, this tells us, you know, a little bit about our character and some of our stats and our classes. Anyway, you know, strength, magic, skill, but more of an all-rounder. Nothing really too great, nothing really too bad. Like, honestly, the worst is luck at 14, but even though it's still not bad. I don't know, actually the speed is the worst, which means no double hitting. Yeah, we got attack 33. You know, our hit rate, crit hit rate, avoidance rate. Same thing with Crom with his. He has a very low crit rate, but has a very high attack rate, so I will honestly take that any day over, you know, standard attacking. Anyway, now for actual combat. You can also see our enemies stuff if we do this. You can see, you know, sorcerer, better defense, all that kind of stuff. Now, this is a strategy game. Of course, we don't see his movement. He's not going to move in this at all, so we basically see all the stats in the full. We can just switch up to the map too if we just want to see that. Just showing you the predictability of the touchscreen real quick, and you know, we can see if you want more detailed stuff, we can do this. Let's switch up the weapons. You'll see the whole thing up there. This is like the simple thing. Show us our hit rate at the top screen. Meaning it's a good chance we're gonna hit, chance we're gonna be hit. I'll switch it up. And if you look at the silver sword right there, it says the 30. That's how much. Basically, it's a breakable weapon, so that's how many hits we have with it. 30 hits, and the silver sword's gone. But Falchion being a special weapon, despite having a lower hit rate and not doing as much damage as Silver Sword, doesn't expire. So honestly, in this case, it's probably the better choice. Fool, struggle all you want. You cannot unwrite what is already written. And pause. So I'm going to show you the camera options. So with this auto camera, it's more of an action thing. If you're on, if you move around the stick on 3DS, you'll be able to move the camera around slightly. The cameras move around automatically. At this first-person view, we can still move it around to first-person view. Gives you a pretty disorienting first-person view of the combat, and the classic Fire Emblem side-by-side view. Of all these three, I prefer this one. And then we have our play, pause, go back to normal, and the best button of all, fast forward. You forgive me if I immediately press fast forward to every battle animation. It's honestly just something to speed up the flow of combat a bit. So this let's play, so episodes don't go on for too long. Anyway, same thing. Anyway, magic weapon. So Dark is, or Robin, Dark, whatever, is a spellcaster class, meaning he has the ability to attack from two ranges away. This is something for ranged attackers, and we'll be talking more about them later. But anyway, for this particular fight, we can now attack behind Robin and behind Chrom and show off the parrot mechanic, which is the first time this mechanic was used in Fire Emblem franchise, to my knowledge. And because of the parrot, we got a crit, so we took him out in one turn. But this was a parallel chapter, so it doesn't really matter, a preview chapter, so it doesn't really matter either way.
This isn't over. Damn you, boss!
You alright? That's the end of him. Thanks to you, we carried the day. We can rest easy now.
At long last.
Well, that doesn't bode well for the future.
This is not your fault. Promise me you'll escape from this place. Please. Go.
That's not a good. That's not a good at all. Anyway, that was something fell. Moving on to the first paralogue.
Chrom, we have to do something.
What do you propose we do?
I don't know.
I see you're awake now.
Hey there.
There are better places to take a nap than on the ground, you know. Give me your hand. You all right?
Thank you, Chrom.
I kind of hate this one thing about the game is that it sometimes has voice acting, sometimes it doesn't, and it has to honestly switch between the two. I honestly find that pretty annoying. Then you know who I am?
Huh?
No, actually, it's strange. Yes, your name, it just came to me. How curious. Tell me, what's your name? What brings you here? My name it's... Huh?
What?
What? You don't know your name? I'm not sure if... I'm sorry, but where am I exactly?
What?
Oh, hey, I've heard of this. It's called amnesia.
Explain.
It's called a load of Pegasus dung. We're to believe you remember my lord's name, but not your own.
Huh?
But it's the truth. Well, if it is true, Frederick, we can't just leave him here, alone and confused. What sort of shepherds will we be then?
Right.
Just the same, my lord, I must emphasize caution. 'Twould not do to let a wolf into our flock.
Right.
Right, then we'll take him back to town and sort this out there. Wait a moment. Wait just a moment. Do I have a say in this? Peace, friend, I promise. We'll hear all you have to say back to town. Now come. What will you do with me? Am I your prisoner? Yeah, you'll be free to go once we establish you're no enemy of Elise. Man, I cannot speak sometimes.
Huh?
Is that where we are? Elise?
Ah.
You've never heard of the Haldome? Ha! Someone pay this actor. He plays quite the fool. The furrowed brow is especially convincing. Frederick, please. This land is known as Haldome of Elise. Our ruler, Emery, I cannot speak for some damn reason. Emerin is called the Exalt. I suppose proper introductions are in order. My name is Crom, but then you already knew that. The delicate one here is my little sister, Lissa.
I am not delicate.
Ignore my brother, please. He can be a bit thick sometimes. But you're lucky the shepherds found you. Brigands would have been a rude awakening. Shepherds? You tend sheep in full armor? It's a dangerous job. Just ask Frederick the Wary here.
Right.
A title I shall wear with pride. God forbids one of us keeps an appropriate level of caution. I have every wish to trust you, stranger, but my station mandates otherwise.
Yeah.
I understand, sir. I would do no less myself. My name is Dark. I suppose that's one mystery solved.
Really?
Dark. Is that foreign? Well, we can discuss it later. We're almost to town once, or...
Crom!
Of course something's on fire. In South Town. Damn it, the town is ablaze. Those blasted brigands, no doubt. Frederick, listen, quickly.
My lord.
What about him? Unless he's on fire as well, it can wait.
Of course.
Aptly put, my lord. Let's go already.
Oh.
What about... We're gonna stand around and do nothing. Get to it, lads. Grab anything shiny and put the rest to the torch. We got an example of set for these Elysian types. Ain't that right, lass? Crom, we need to stop them.
Gods.
Don't worry, after today these bandits won't be bothering anyone ever again.
Crom.
Wait. Dark, you've followed us, why? I'm not certain myself, but I'm armored and I know my way around a fight if you'll have me.
Good.
Of course, stay straight to numbers, just stay close. Tutorial time.
then?
Remember, Dark, we face practiced thieves and murderers. They will grant us no quarter. It's kill or be killed. Yeah, just telling us all the stuff for losing a unit. And let's take a look at Frederick over here real quick. See, he is a great knight class. which is an advanced unit. Basically, the thing of Emblem is that once in every game, at the very beginning of getting an advanced unit, was pretty much there to help you speed through the game on easy. Then we have our first healer, Lissa. She cannot attack, but she can heal us up real quick. You can see the stats. She is pretty pathetic. Really pathetic. The only thing that's good about her is her luck and her magic. But she's a really great healer. Frederick, on the other hand, he's pretty good all around except for magic, luck, and resistance. But he's pretty fast. Anyway, he's a mounted unit, as you can see. Which means he has a movement of 7, unlike the typical movement of 5 that Chrom, Dark, and Lissa have. You see there are also these skills. There are 5 slots for them. You can pick and choose if you want lots of them or towards the game. Anyway, the first skill for Dark that you always have is Veteran. This grants the unit 50% more experience while operating the unit. This is part of the parent mechanic and is a very clever thing to help you get a lot of levels on your main character very quickly. Chrom gets Dual Strike, which increases the trigger rate of dual strikes by 10%. Frederick has Discipline, which doubles the amount of weapon experience he receives, meaning that all these can be increased quite quickly, so he can use stronger weapons. Then there's Outdoor Fighter, which grants him a plus 10 to hit and evasion while we're fighting outside, and this is outside. Lissa, on the other hand, has Miracle, which allows her to survive 1 lethal hit, which triggers by her luck stat percentage. So because her luck stat is 8, that means it will trigger by 8%, which is pretty useless, meaning she has to level up in order for that to get stronger. Now, as you can see, we have a complete view of the map, and we have our enemies, which is the standard Myrmidon and Orphean. This is the standard Sora class, specializing in strikes and Ruffian Mage. A Ruffian Barbarian, which, if I remember right, it's not a class we can get in this game. Anyway, they are pretty much all in on attack and hitting, but will not be able to defend themselves quite easily. And we have him, who's also a Barbarian. He has his own unique sprite, he's the boss character. Anyway, this is a, route the enemy field, so we have to basically take out all these guys. So another thing I want to bring attention to is the sparkling spots. If I put a unit there, I'll be able to receive an item, which is part of the big thing with a map, is try to collect resources and items while you're on the map, because in a lot of these games you're unable to. Anyway, so Dark, I see you wear a sword, is it? Wait, is that a tome? You know magic?
Yeah.
I believe so. I suppose I should check. You believe so? Perhaps I'll just keep a few paces behind you for the time being. No, I can control it, I'm sure. Now, how did this work in? Ah, yes. He's telling me what I explained earlier about the combat tomes. The fact that I can attack enemies from range, like so. It's time to combat forecast, which we already experienced earlier. And now I shall have Chrom finish up the duller. And you can see we can switch up the weapons up here, see our things. Now, I'll turn off full, because there's weapons out here too, see our things in a more simple view. Either way, he's dead, so let's go Falchion to save up on using a rapier.
Right.
Again, as you can see, the parent mechanic, you get to see how little characters get their hearts. And if you press, and with this button we can now see the enemy viewer. This is their range, and we can see how far they can move out, stuff like that with this. Pretty handy to have on. Anyway, Lisa's a healer, so we'll keep her out of range, but still close enough to heal if needed. Up to Frederick, on Chrom, even more defense.
You can do this.
There are 2 ways to get a massive game over, and that is if Chrom dies or if Robin dies in the map. Anyway, I'm gonna put Frederick on. Wait, I don't like using Frederick early on because I better pick this up. It's a Violent Axe, which is a great weapon that can be thrown. Unfortunately, he does not have enough things to use it. Yeah, we'll have Chrom take on the Squishy Mage. Is that mage units can still attack from up close. Is anyone hurt, it would be foolish to leave a wound untreated.
Oh.
Indeed, timely use of a staff or a vulnerary should prevent the worst. And you see this using the healing stuff. We'll put Robin here so he can make use of Crown and Frederick. Get that hit and abrasion up. And now we'll advance the list so she can get up in there.
You're all right. Come on.
No damage. And taken out.
Thank you.
And now let's heal up Prom.
Thank you.
She can get her experience.
Are you ready?
So with the start kind of strange. Here on the battlefield I can see things.
What?
See things like what? The enemy strength or weaponry, the flow of battle. I must have studied this somewhere.
Really?
So you're saying you can size up the enemy at a glance?
Yeah.
Yes, it seems so, and perhaps more if I apply myself. I know that's just, telling us how to use whatever I already explained. It's sort of an end plot reason why Robin can do all this and see all this and whatnot.
Good.
Now, first level up. And now we only have one enemy left, which is the Brigand General over there.
Listen. Yeah. Well.
Just telling us about the parrot mechanic and the support. The problem is, his thing, dual strike increases. The more times you can have the chances of a dual strike occurring, in which case the enemy the ally will also help. But the best way to increase that is to have the units pair up very often, so it's best to always have units that can be paired up pretty well together, close enough that they can take advantage, while also leaving room open for newer units to get some paired up together. You can increase those bonds and all
I
that.
think not.
Again, the power of friendship can help save lives. Blah. It didn't save his life though, he was by himself. 5 turns. Well, that's the end of that. Looking for the town, we were close by. But holy wow, Dark, you were incredible. Swords, sorcery, and tactics. Is there anything you can't do?
Right.
You're certainly no helpless victim, that much is for sure.
Right.
Indeed, perhaps you might even be capable of explaining for how you came here. I understand your skepticism, Sir Frederick, and I cannot explain why only some knowledge is returned to me. But please believe me, I have shared all that I know. You fought to save Elysian lives. My heart says that's enough.
My lord.
And your mind, my lord? Well, will you not heed its counsel as well?
It's all right.
Frederick, the shepherds could use someone with Dark's talents. We've brigands and unruly neighbors all looking to bloody our soil. Would you really have loose such an able tactician? Besides, I believe his story, odd as it might be.
Oh.
Thank you, Crom.
Listen.
So, how about it? Will you join us, Dark?
Yeah.
I'll be honored. To notice, my lord, the brigand spoke with a Pelagian accent.
Huh?
Pelagian? What's that? Pelagia is Ulysses' westerly neighbor. They send small bands into our territory hoping to instigate a war. And it's the poor townsfolk who suffer, totally innocent and totally helpless.
Really?
They do have us, milady, shepherds to protect the sheep. Do not be swept up in your anger, it will cloud your judgment. I know.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll get used to this. I'll get used to all this. My lord, please, you must stay tonight. We are simple folk of simple means, but we would gladly toast your valor with the feast.
My thanks.
I'm a most generous officer, and no doubt your hospitality will be grand, but I'm afraid we must hurry back to Yistol. Dark meat only for me. Medium well, and no salt in the soup. I simply...
Huh?
Wait, what? We're not staying? But Frederick, it's nearly dark. When night falls, we'll camp, eat off the land, make our bed of twigs and the like. I believe you mentioned you would be getting used to this.
What?
Frederick, sometimes I hate you. You're quite the stern lieutenant there. Well, yeah, stern is one name for it. I can think of a few others. Frederick only smiles when he's about to bring down the axe.
Yeah.
Duly noted. You do realize I am still present. Oh, we realize.
Shall we?
The
then?
Lord remains as amusing as ever. Now then, shall we be going? All right. Ready to go, Dark. The capital isn't far. Anyway, let us save our progress. And we only have one more place to go. Advance it to the next chapter, the very first chapter, chapter 1. But this episode's gone on a lot, so I'll see all of you at chapter 1 next time. Till then, everybody.